Hey YouTube, this is the Diva from myspace.com/Diva Graphics, and today I will be doing a tutorial using this Kaylee's image and making it look cartoonish using the burn and the dodge tool. I'm going to start out first by duplicating my layer. And I'm going to start by making the skin look very smooth, overly smooth. I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, Surface Blur. I'm going to set my radius to about 10 to 20 depending on the pixels and the picture, and set my threshold to about 15 to 20, making sure I keep the lines in my picture. I don't want to lose too much of the details. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to duplicate this background layer one more time. Now going up to my blurred layer, I'm going to add a mask to it and invert it, making sure that my foreground layer is white and my background layer is black. Now I'm going to take my brush tool. The hardness is going to be 0, and a nice soft brush will do great for this. And I'm going to color in the areas that I want to be blurred, being watchful not to lose too much detail in the skin. I don't want to go over the eyes or some parts of the nose like the nostrils, because I want to keep those details. I'm not going to go over the hair or the necklace or any of the jewelry. And just some parts of the hand I'll go over. Okay, now that you have that, I'm going to hold down my Control key and E to merge that down to all one layer. I'm going to duplicate that layer. Now I'm going to zoom in on the eye area. And I'm going to use the dodge tool to set highlights in the eye so they don't look as brown as they are. I'm going to set my range to highlights and my exposure all the way up to 100. And I'm just going to color in and dodge the iris to make it appear lighter. Just like that, all inside the eye, and the same for this eye. So now all the highlights in the eye are highlighted. I'm going to change my range to mild tones and just focus on the underbelly of the eye right here. Then I'm going to change my range to shadows and focus right in that same area. And it'll bring out those colors in the brown. Just like that. Now I'm going to grab my burn tool and set my range to shadows. And I'm going to darken the outer line of the iris to make it really stand out. And my exposure is set to 30%. Now I'm going to zoom out, and you can see how the eyes are starting to look very, very overly retouched, which is what you want in this kind of image. Now I'm going to burn parts of the hair also, setting my exposure down to about 15 to 20% and just coloring in the hair all over. Just like that. And I'm going to zoom into the mouth, and I'm going to burn the shadows in the mouth also, choosing my burn tool again, sending this down to about 12 and burning the inside regions of the mouth and tongue. Making it very defined. Now I'm going to grab my dodge tool again and focus on the highlights of the body, face, hair, basically on the whole entire image. And I'm going to set the dodge tool range to highlights again, and setting the exposure all the way down to about 10. Picking a nice soft brush and just highlighting the face where the sun would normally kiss it. So the brim of the nose, the cheeks, the very top part of the cheeks, areas that stick out further. I'm going to also do this on the arm, and everywhere else where the sun would normally hit your face and body. And right here. So it's starting to look really nice and cartoonish. And now I'm going to highlight areas in the hair also. I'm going to increase my exposure to 20 to 30% and just highlight these curls in the hair. And now I'm going to zoom in on the lips and highlight the areas on the lips also, keeping the same exposure. So just exaggerating the highlights on the lips that are already there, and also the teeth. And I'm going to do the same for the lollipop that she's holding, and just exaggerate the highlighted areas. And I'm also going to dodge the background a bit to kind of make it look like a backlit effect. So there it is, a very exaggerated retouch of Kaylee's. I hope you enjoyed it, and send me requests for other tutorials you might like to see in the future. Thanks guys, this is the Diva.